time, what's your roll call of injuries and what's your worst injury you would have received?
Oh, so many broken ankles, wrists. Actually, before the last Olympics, the last qualifying event in Rome, I broke my ribs, and that was 5 or 6 weeks out from the Olympics. So that was super difficult because it was hot in Tokyo and I was still healing, so it was hard to breathe and everything. So that was probably the worst, just due to the timing and everything. But yeah, it's too many for this one interview.
Sorry, just a couple more for Shane, if I may.
Yeah.
How are you heading into? Well, that was how you were heading into
Yeah.
the last one. How are you and your body heading into this
I feel
one?
really good at the moment. I've had the time to practice and prepare what I'm trying to do in the contest. Hopefully we get there today and check it out, and I'm able to do everything that I've been planning. But yeah, you never know till you get to the actual event.
So it sounds like skateboarding's a bit like climbing in that until you're on that start line, there's a lot that you don't actually know. So how can, like, Anna Mears knows, she's trained on that track and knows every single angle of those boards.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for that?
Yeah, well, it's different. Every course is different. The size is different. The dimensions and the angles of everything is different. So until we get out onto the course and see it ourselves, which we'll do today, and then we have 5 days of practice, which is really nice. It's a long time. In these qualifying events, there's up like 100 odd people, so now it's only 22 each division. It's going to be way mellower and a lot easier to kind of get prepared. Yeah.
Is that normal 5 days?
No, that's not normal. Yeah, that's a lot more than normal.
That's a lot more.
Yeah,
So
we get 2 hours per day. It might be 4 days, but either way, it's a lot more than usual. Yeah.
So what does that do to the competition in terms of what you'll have to, because everyone will have that advantage of knowing the course a bit more. What does that do in terms of what you will need to get on the podium, to be a medal contender?
Yeah, well, with our contests, you kind of know what everyone else can do, and you've got to plan for yourself to be able to get those scores that are always going to be the 1, 2, 3 spots. And everyone that made it here is going to be super good. So I think it's more just concentrating on yourself and using all that time wisely to get used to everything. Yeah.
I'm just going to borrow a question from Roger and give it to Chloe. Your injury history, what's the sort of been the path for you? And I see you've got some taping on your fingers. Is that a bit of a broken digit there you got that you're nursing?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago I broke my finger, or not broke, I fractured both my fingers when I was training in LA. I don't know, it was just a freak incident. I just slipped out and they fully bent back. But yeah, a lot of big injuries for me is like, as Shane said, my wrists. Like, I have little bones, and yeah, I guess my wrists, like, the bones chip off very easily, and like my ankles and stuff, they always, get chipped and stuff quite a bit, and I've had a couple of stitches and stuff, but yeah, just.
Will the fingers impact any grabs and stuff you got to do on the board or anything like that?
No, with street skating you don't grab your board, so it's pretty chill.
Shane, 34-year-old, 14-year-old, but I've heard you talking and there seems a lot more that you have in common and a lot more similarities and a lot more and the skateboarding community is a very tight community. Is there much difference between you and Chloe as competitors, or are you very much alike? Can you talk about that?
No, most definitely. Big differences. Chloe has been doing amazing in all the events, and for myself, I don't have the same like pathway to the Olympics. I'm doing other things at the moment, filming other videos. I'm sure Chloe does as well, but I think the age just brings in different parts of life that we have to navigate through to get us here. So I think that's the biggest difference. But as far as skating goes, we just have to try to be on point and enjoy our time skating together or with other people, and so.
Chloe from Olympics.com. Shane, you've spoken about Paris being your last ever contest. As you close that chapter on your career, how does it feel to be saying goodbye to it? And have you got plans to absolutely send it?
Well, I don't know if it's for sure going to be my last contest, but probably the last Olympics. And depending on the qualification process, this time it was a little too much personally, because I have other commitments with videos and all kinds of other stuff within skateboarding. So I might not try to do the Olympics again just because of how many events there are to qualify. But maybe they'll change it, and it might be a little easier on time. So we'll see. Yeah.
And Chloe, you're about 17,000 kilometers from home. Have you brought anything with you to bring home a little bit closer to you?
Not really. Not really, I guess. I just, bring what I usually bring, skate clothes, all the essentials, boards, tools, all that stuff. So, yeah, no, not really.
Thank you.
Just further to that, Shane, the Olympics means different things for different sports. For some sports, it's the absolute pinnacle. For skateboarding, it's come in sort of very late in the sport's sort of growth, I guess. And you're talking about how you've got so many other commitments. It's clearly where your career lies and where your life lies. So what has the Olympics meant, in a sort of broad brush for your career, your skateboarding?
Competition has always been a big part of skateboarding, but not the biggest. We have our own industry with videos, tours, demos, all kinds of things, products, everything. So competition is a different side of everything. I think the Olympics has brought a lot of new eyes into skateboarding, and it's cool that kids might see this for the first time and pick up a board because of it. And so I think all of us here just collectively trying to represent skating in a good way and represent our countries too, which is a new thing for skating because we're all just individuals usually, just doing our thing, skating with whoever. I mean, I live in Los Angeles. I have for like quite a lot of, 15 years now, just because of that's where most things happen for our industry. But yeah, I think, I don't know, yeah.
Are there any more questions? I do have some breaking news. There's someone else famous that Chloe can look at. Apparently, according to this French President, Macron is visiting the village at 10 o'clock. So I don't know whether you're going back to the village, Chloe, but the French President's there. You can check him out. No more questions? Thanks very much, everyone. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.